13 years ago, the Silent Night made their first appearance. The world was consumed in the maelstrom of war, and countless deaths ensued. Life became grim, and people started to lose hope. Then one day, as death and destruction showed no ends of slowing down, the martial masters of the Morim world came together and formed the Central Heavenly Alliance. The Central Heavenly Alliance decided to create a sect that would keep the Silent Night at bay. As such, they elected a prominent martial artist, Bok Jinhu, and he became the first leader of the Northern Heavenly Sect. They procured countless amounts of martial techniques and spiritual allowers with the formation of this new sect. The Central Heavenly Alliance promised their support to them. They procured countless amounts of martial techniques and spiritual allowers. Time began to pass, and the second-generation sect leader became Namun San. Then the third-generation sect leader became Yu Kuang-yin, and thus allowed the Northern Heavenly Sect to grow in power and be able to successfully push back the advancement of the Silent Night, and the Northern Heavenly Sect was highly respected, which eventually led to thousands of prominent martial artists to gather at this place. The man known as the Great Wall of the North. Northern Heavenly Sect's fourth-generation sect leader, the North Wall Jin Quan Ho. The pillars of the Northern Heavenly Sect. The Great Four of the Northern Heavens. And then the battle continued between Silent Night and the Northern Heavenly Sect. The Great Four of the Northern Heavens, Demon Fist Zhou Qian Wu. The Great Four of the Northern Heavens. Tempest Storm Kyung Mu Song. The Great Four of the Northern Heavens. Cursed Ghost Blade Yin Qian Hua. The Great Four of the Northern Heavens. Asterisk Ruler of Iron Blood Jai Hyakshim. And the sect leader of Northern Heavenly Sect, the North Wall Jin Quan Ho. These figures played a crucial role in keeping away the Silent Night from the northern lands. Then one day, as if the Silent Night reached their limits against the Northern Heavenly Sect, the Silent Night had disappeared. But then, Jin Mu Wan, the son of the Northern Heaven Sect leader, the northern wall was crumbled. In front of him was the strongest people in the continent. Sect leader Jin Quan Ho said, "It seems only the strongest gathered here." The nine skies were powerful and untouchable figured. Who ruled the Morim? The sect leader was betrayed. The nine skies seeker of knowledge Seomunhua, a prodigy who revived the once ruined Seomun family, suspected sect leader Jin betraying the nine skies. Sect leader Jin proclaimed his life had been marked by honesty, yet suspicion had cast a shadow upon him as the potential betrayer to the Silent Night. Seomunhua said that the four-pillar of Northern Heavenly Sect was all testified against him, and yet you still insist lying to us. Sect leader Jin tough to herself, "You were my trusted friends, who fought the same war with me for decades. You were my brothers. For what reason? You forsaken the Heavenly Sect." The sect leader truly became alone. Sect leader looked to his son. The boy stood frozen in place, as if he couldn't comprehend or grasp what was unfolding before him. And sect leader thought, so they all chose to band together and conspire against me. Even if I try to fight out of this situation, they will do whatever they can to stop me. The Northern Heavenly Sect had emerged as a force to be reckoned with, primarily due to their relentless efforts in countering the threat posed by the enigmatic Silent Night. The sect leader shouted that, starting today, the Northern Heavenly Sect would be disbanded and the disciples shall look for a new home. Thus, this became the final order issued by sect leader Jin Quan Ho, the leader of the Northern Heavenly Sect. However, the sect leader's son, who had lost his mother at an early age and had to grow up alone in the barren wasteland, pleaded for a promise that they would not harm him. The sect leader wanted assurance that his son would be spared from any harm or danger. Seomunhua remained silent for a moment. contemplating the gravity of the situation before finally making a solemn promise. The sect leader poised his sword, preparing to pierce his own heart, and with a heavy voice, he called out his son's name one last time. His son gazed in shock, his eyes locked onto the heart-wrenching scene unfolding before him. The sect leader desperately sought his son's forgiveness, his eyes filled with regret and longing. With unwavering determination, the sect leader drove the sword into his own chest, and a gasp of disbelief escaped his son's lips. His son raced forward, his heart pounding in his chest as he ran towards his father, who now stood wounded, with the aim of safeguarding the populace. From the looming threat of the silent night, the Northern Heavenly Sect was established. For well over a century, they dutifully discharged their responsibilities, upholding their commitment to the cause. However, the legacy took a tragic turn under the leadership of the fourth-generation sect leader, Jin Quan Ho, who ultimately found himself betrayed by those he once trusted. 3 years had elapsed since the sect's disbandment, and after the passing of his father, as he regained consciousness and opened his eyes, he found himself tied. A large man spoke, announcing his awakening with the words, "You finally woke up." Our protagonist remained in the dark about the situation. Uncertain of what was transpiring, the man continued. Observing that the protagonist seemed feeble yet possessed a more vicious nature than anticipated, the imposing leader among them expressed his irritation, clearly unhappy about being stuck with our protagonist for 3 years. A portly man inquired about the whereabouts of martial arts books and weapons, suggesting he would kill our protagonist to hasten his return to the mainland. In response, our protagonist burst into laughter, perplexing the rotund man. Curious, the hefty man questioned the reason for the laughter, explained that the wilderness was expansive and inhabited by wolves capable of tearing him to pieces, which would be the simplest solution for the captors to avoid spending 3 years with him. However, our protagonist confidently dismissed the notion that they could resort to such a measure. Infuriated by the protagonist's defiance, the rotund man turned to his bald subordinate, seeking an explanation. The bald man, in response, harshly smashed the protagonist's finger, causing him to wince in pain. Amidst the agony, our protagonist cried out, invoking the promise made by his father and the 9 skies. The mention of the Central Heavenly Alliance left the rotund man shocked and bewildered.
The silent night had completely erased, and in the world, a belief began to form that they had finally disappeared. The Northern Heavenly Sect, which had served as the frontline defense against the silent night, had been disbanded. Using its sudden reappearance as justification, the Central Heavenly Alliance dispatched mercenaries like us to keep watch over the area. However, this was merely an excuse. The true purpose was to monitor a specific individual, just in case he did not pursue learning the martial arts of the Northern Heavenly Sect, and instead plotted his revenge. Our true objective is to act as guards. Person we are watching over is none other than the descendant of the Northern Heavenly Sect, and the last living blood of the former sect leader. The last group that maintained this watch noted that the former sect leader, Jin Quan Ho, permitted this boy only to read books and nothing else. Consequently, he lacked knowledge of martial arts. Anything related to martial arts was taken away by the Central Heaven, the Alliance, and the Great Four of the Northern Heavens. After thoroughly searching this place for hidden items, they proved unsuccessful. Then, after a year of inactivity, this boy seemed to regain his senses. This change occurred because she asserted that he needed a skill to earn a living, prompting him to start practicing blacksmithing. It's difficult to believe that the son of the Great Northern Heaven desires to learn blacksmithing as a means of livelihood. What's even more implausible is the existence of additional martial scroll seeds somewhere here. If this is true, there is no reason to waste 3 more years here. They must be the Great Guards. It seems things are going to get bothersome once again. In the home of 10,000 spirits, the place that once held over 10,000 Confucius scrolls, the Great Four of the Northern Heavens took everything away. Anything related to sword techniques was taken by the cursed ghost blade, Zhen Chunhua. Anything related to fist techniques was taken by the demon fist Joshua. Anything related to foot techniques was taken by the tempest storm, Kyung Musong, and anything related to refined cultivation was undertake by the iron blood ruler Drekum. A significant number of Northern Heavenly Sect disciples followed the Great Four of the Northern Heavens and participated in destroying the Northern Heavenly Sect. To secure a ruling position in the mainlands, I became utterly alone. No, I've been abandoned. You see his father, he called their father, from now on. You are the leader of Northern Heavenly Sect. Further and further, everything failed. Then someone woke up, then he gasped. It was all a dream. Within 20 meters in all directions, there was no life. One could say time had been stopped. The current state of the destroyed Northern Heaven was also a reflection of Jin Moon's own state. This is how I am, this is my current, sorry state. You are Jin Moon. I didn't climb to diminish my weakness. I climbed to build and solidify the foundation of my will. If I falter now, everything my father sacrificed, the life he gave up, would be wasted. Going back to the beginning. The subordinate smashed Jin Moon's finger. Did we really have to go that far? He sighed. He's but a mere child. Did you forget about the promise my father and the Central Heavenly Alliance made? The 9 skies of the Central Heavenly Alliance have been present. I doubt you are permitted to act this way. Then they searched the Heavenly Sect's marshals, scrolls, and artifacts. Do you really think the Central Heavenly Alliance would leave anything behind? They thoroughly swept this place clean. You're going to kill me and go back to the mainland. Go ahead and try, he challenged. Although they are disciples of Grade 4 of the Northern Heavens, the only reason they are with them is that they were forced to join 3 years ago. There are still some loyal disciples of the Northern Heavenly Sect. Do you truly believe they will allow you to get away with it? They will immediately differentiate between suicide and murder, and will not hesitate to pursue your lives. I think the Fibrous guards were all ignorant fools. Do you not wonder why those guys did nothing but wait silently for the past 3 years? The fat guy, the leader, shouted, "How dare you talk back to us?" Then the subordinate moved to stop him, and the captain intervened. It's best that we let him go. The child's words held some truth. Haven't we already searched this place? There are no martial scrolls or valuable artifacts here. The guy was irritated. Let that bastard go, Jin Menu replied. Let me be clear. This place is my home, and you are intruders. From now on, I expect you guys to at least maintain proper behavior as guests. If you do that, I might overlook what you did to me today. Then the Pattaya replied, Aikido, I'm letting you go for now. But if you start doing anything suspicious, the Central Heavenly Alliance and the Great Four of the Northern Heavens will grant me permission to kill you. Mark my words. Let's go. Make sure to watch him carefully. One of the subordinates handed Sejin Moon a cloth, dripping with blood. Forgive us. You can use this to stop your bleeding. Don't cry because of his bleeding finger. The loyal disciples. My ass, if they were truly loyal, they would never have come to rescue me from this hellhole already. Do you really think there are people who still care about a ruined sect? Nobody will care if I live or die. No, I'm sure they won't. One thing remains to me, to die. As night passed by, the morning come. Walking to the roof of one of the buildings of the Northern Heavenly Sect, Jin Moon thought. It's true that everything was taken away from the Northern Heavenly Sect, but the heart of the sect is still alive. The greatest secret of the Northern Heavenly Sect. Not even the 4 greatest pillars of the heavens know about it. The ultimate martial scroll of the Northern Heavenly Sect, and then it reveals. It's all inscribed to the sect itself.